Hi, this is a quick demonstration of the Read and Write app for Google Chrome. You'll find it on your toolbar up here as a purple puzzle piece with RW in the center of it. So I will click it to toggle on the app. And I'm just going to run through what each of these icons does. So starting on the far left-hand side, we've got word prediction. So if I click on that and hover on my document, the program will come up with a list of words that might be useful to start a sentence with. So I can click on any one of them.
There.
It'll read it out to me. I click on it, starts my sentence. Then you'll notice that it comes up with more words that will continue the sentence on. So if I just pick a word and click on it,
Nothing.
It'll continue
something
to give me words
else
that I can create a sentence with. Now, that's all interesting, but it's not probably the best use of the word prediction. The best use is when you're trying to spell a word that you're really struggling with. So let's take the word pseudonym, for example. Pseudonym is not spelled quite the way that it sounds, but I think the program would be able to help us work it out if we give it a go. So I'm going to try to phonetically spell pseudonym. So I think pseudonym, Sue, S-U-E, D-O-H, nym, N-I-M. So pseudonym, first word it gives me on the list, if I hover over it,
pseudonym.
That's the word I'm looking for. So I'll click on that.
Pseudonym.
And it pops it into my document. So that's how the word prediction works. I'm going to turn that off right now. Now the next two icons actually are both dictionaries. One's just a regular dictionary and the other is a picture dictionary. If I just highlight the word that I'm interested in and click on my dictionary, the program brings up a box that will have a definition of the word that I highlighted. So in this case, pseudonym. So if I click on these buttons, it'll read the word again.
Pseudonym.
And it'll read the definition.
Noun. A fictitious name used when a person.
Okay, so that's great. I'm going to close that out real quick. Now I'm going to show you the picture dictionary. So this will try to come up with a picture representation of the word that we've highlighted. So it's not the greatest representation there, but it's not bad. But if I go to another word, say angry, you'll see that it comes up with a few more different suggestions. So more common words, it's going to come up with some better and a few more examples. So that's your picture dictionary. These next three icons are your play, pause, and stop, and they work just like they do on most other devices that you use. If I put my cursor someplace on the page where the text is and hit play.
Interoception is an internal sensory system.
You'll see that the program will highlight the sentence that I've asked it to read, and then it'll also highlight in blue the words that it's reading. So I'll be able to follow along if I wanted to as it reads. The next icon over is the screenshot reader, and this enables you to read an image that has some text on it that you've loaded up on your computer. So if I scroll up here to an image that I downloaded just a little while ago and click on the screenshot reader, I just need to put the text I want inside that box and then leave it for a moment. And if you look down here at the bottom of the box around the text, you'll see that there's some colors moving along. That's to indicate that the computer program is in the process of trying to work out what those words say. And it may take a moment or two for it to do it, but when it's finally
Stop dreaming, start working.
So when it's finished, it'll actually start reading it aloud. And if you missed it, you can hit the little play button.
Stop dreaming, start working.
And it'll play it again. Just need to click the X to get out of there, and we're back to what we were doing before. So just come down here now and go to the next icon, which is called Audio Maker. And with this icon, if I highlight a piece of text, I'll highlight that bit of text and then click on the Audio Maker. What Read and Write is going to do is to create an MP3 of the text that I've just made. So it's opening up in a new file right now, and you'll see at the bottom of your screen, you've got the Audio Maker MP3, and if I clicked open, it would open up and it would play for me. So I'm not going to do that just now, and I'm going to get rid of that so I've got a little bit more room. So that's your Audio Maker. Your next icon is a web search, excuse me, and by clicking on that, if I've highlighted a word, so I've highlighted the word interoception here, and I click on web search, the program will open up another tab and do a Google search for the word interoception. And you'll see it's just like any other Google search that you do, it's got all the same stuff. So it's just really a quick way to do a Google search from a document that you have open. The next one here is a screenshot reader. Some people like to, they might find it a little bit difficult to read off of the screen, and so something that helps them keep track of what line they were on can be of use. So that's what this reader will do, and this is the icon over here. If I go to the settings button, what it'll do is allow me to make some changes to it. So you can see that I can change the color. You can see that I can change how clear or dark it is. If I go down here, I can change how big the opening is. And if I click OK, then it'll save it. All right, and then to get out of it again, I just need to click on the icon and it's gone. All right, so the next thing we've got here is talk and type. Now, you've already got this on your Read and Write, on your Google Docs account anyway, but this is a quick shortcut to speech to text function. So if I click on that, you'll see that a little microphone comes to the side. I'm just going to stop it for a moment because you can see that it has just written over because I had that word highlighted, so it's started copying what I'm saying where my cursor is. So if start again now, I've got my cursor right there, I click on the microphone, it should read everything that I say. So I'm going to give it a go. Right now, we are doing a test run of the speech to text function on the Read and Write app for Google Chrome. All right, so if you have a look at it, it's done a pretty good job of recording and writing down what I've said. Now, I'm just going to read that sentence again, but this time I'm going to add some punctuation to it. So just follow along and you get the idea of how you can easily add punctuation while you're recording text. So right now we are doing a test run of the speech to text function on the Read and Write app for Google Chrome, full stop. This is being recorded on my computer to share with other people later, full stop, new paragraph. Now I am going to talk about something else that is in a different paragraph, full stop. So you'll see that when I said full stop, or if I say comma or new paragraph, then the speech to text function will do its best to do what you've said. So you could nearly write a whole essay without actually touching the keyboard. Of course, you then have to go back and double check it to make sure that it hasn't made any errors, but you can get a lot of work done in a short period of time doing that. So I'm going to turn that off, and we're just going to look at these highlighters for the last little bit here. So these highlighters are just like anything, highlighters on any other program that you might use, but where they're especially useful is if you are, say, working on a research task and you've had to go to a web page or someplace else where you can use the highlighters. You can do different things in different colors. So say, for example, you've been asked to find information on elephants and you've got some information on their diet, on their ears, on their skin, and then just some general interesting facts. You could highlight each one of those in a different color, which I've done here, and then click on this button on your your Read and Write toolbar, and it will collect those highlights. And then what it'll do is open up those highlights in a new Google document, and it'll collect all the blue ones together and all the green ones together, etc. So it takes just a moment sometimes to do. So you see where it's gathered up all those things that I've highlighted, put them into one document, and as soon as it finished doing what it needs to do, it'll let me scroll down, and you'll see that at the bottom, you've got a link to where you found that information. So if you needed to do do a reference or something like that later on, you've got that information on your doc where you've just downloaded those things. So we're nearly done. One last thing I want to show you is that your Read and Write toolbar on a web page is slightly different than the one that you might have for a Google Doc, and that is because it also includes this icon, which is hover speech. So if I click on that, what it allows me to do is hover over a bit of text. Should start reading soon.
Elephants can be described as either eating machines or manure manufacturers.
Right, so wherever I put the cursor,
Elephants are non-ruminant herbivores. They do not chew.
it'll start to read. So that's just a little bit easier sometimes than when you're reading a web page than to trying to put the cursor or highlighting a paragraph or whatever that you want it to read. So just be aware of that when you're using web pages, because it is one difference that you don't get in the Google Docs version of it. But that's generally it. So best of luck with it. If you do run into any troubles, it's really easy to just do a Google search and on Read and Write. And there are lots of YouTube videos on how to use it. So if you have any troubles, go to YouTube, look up Read and Write, and you'll usually find out what you need to know. Good luck, and thanks for watching.